Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Thursday, March 10th. I am so happy to be here with you and look forward to those of you who are able to tune in or those of you who are going to be able to watch this on the recording. Thank you for joining. Be sure to let me know that you're here so that I can say hello when you come in. So just put something in the comments. Let me know that you've gotten here. We'll go from there. I like to give people a minute because there's always a delay between the system I use, which is StreamYard, and broadcasting to Facebook, and YouTube. But there is also a delay in you guys being able to find the link and all that fun stuff. I gotta get better at that. So, just wanted to kick off and start talking about the book club coming up on March 24th. So, as a part of the group, if you'd like to join us, you can register in the link that is attached. But this month, we're reading The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. And it's about, it says, the fastest way to change your life. It's pretty actually cool. So, one of the quotes that she has, and she's got lots of quote pages in here, says, if you have the courage to start, you have the courage to succeed. So I really, really liked that. And she also said, hang on, at the beginning, it's way at the beginning, courage is making the difference. You have greatness inside of you. The one quote that she had way at the beginning that I marked, everyday courage. Courage is the ability to do things that feel difficult, scary, or uncertain. It isn't reserved for just a chosen few. Courage is a birthright. It's inside all of us, and it's waiting for you to discover it. One moment of courage can change your day. One day can change your life, and one life can change the world. That's the true power of courage. It reveals you, the greatest version of you. Discover your courage, and you will be capable of accomplishing and experiencing anything you dream about. Yes, even changing the world. I thought that was just so powerful and so applicable to what we're going to be talking about today. So I'll go ahead and share my screen here. So today we're going to be talking about how you can use marketing to grow your business, get more leads, and really move the needle where you want to go. Okay, so it's always fun to make sure I'm clicking on the right stuff here. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that you need to always be talking to one person. Whenever you're creating any of your communications, think about that one person that you're talking to. Who are you creating that downloadable for? Who are you creating that email for or that blog post? Truly, whatever it is, you just want to be talking to that one person and that one prospect. That will move you. It's huge. Think about a website or a blog post or an ad that you've seen, and you're like, yes, that's me. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. They're talking to you, right? That's what you're feeling, is that they're talking to you directly. So when you're doing that, you want to really think about just that one person and everything that you do for marketing. So that's my first tip on how to change your sales and to convert more leads via marketing. Again, create your marketing for that one person. I always like to talk about matching tactics to your goals. And we've talked about this before in this group. So if you're new and haven't seen it before, I did want to share that. But what are your goals? Are you looking for more business from existing clients? Are you looking for new customers? Are you looking for more referrals from referral partners? All of these are great goals, and they change the way you can do business. So, at one of my previous employers, before I started off on my own over almost 8 years ago now, I called all of the department heads that I would be serving with marketing and started asking them what their goals were. What did they want to achieve, and how could I help? Right? Pretty good idea. 90% of them wanted more business from existing clients. our biggest line item expense was ads in trade publications. Business to business was the focus. And the biggest expense was trade publications. But we already knew who our customers were, and we wanted to get more business from them. Direct mail wasn't even on the radar. So the first thing I did was I cut back the ads that we were spending, and I started a direct mail test. And the direct mail tests returned over millions of dollars in gross revenue for the organization, because all we wanted to do was stay top of mind with those existing customers. If your goal is referrals from referral partners, then you can nurture those relationships and stay top of mind and send them thank you notes and emails and all those types of things. So think about your source of sales and what your goals are and what you want to achieve with those, so that you can create better marketing tactics. So I think that's really, really important. I always recommend setting SMART goals. So most people do. I do have a handout that I will put a link to for some goal setting tools that I'll make available to you guys. But we want people to plan in 12-week increments, right? So plan in quarters. Yes, set annual goals, but definitely plan in 12-week increments. We're getting ready to head into the next quarter. What have you achieved in Q1? Okay, towards your goals. So think about that. Think about what you can do and where you can head with that. So this is just a graph of the marketing funnel and where the tactics fall. I want you to think about, as people move through the funnel from awareness to interest, consideration, intent, evaluation, and purchase, this could be a 5-second move from awareness to purchase, right? In the checkout line, anybody buy any candy? Please say yes in the chat if you do. I definitely might not have been aware that I needed some candy. No, so I was aware of the brand, but maybe I needed, I added some interest, I considered it, and then I went ahead and, really just moved through the funnel really quick and did an impulse buy. Most of us are running businesses that are not impulse purchases, and we know that. So as you move people through the funnel, you need to think about the different tactics that you're doing for lead generation, nurturing them, and then closing the sale. So again, if you are working and trying to get more business from existing clients, and you've got more than enough clients than you know what to do with, which there are quite a few people out there that are like that, they're aware and interested. So now you just need to keep nurturing them through consideration, intent, and then move them to evaluation and purchase. So again, they're already working with you, but you need to be added to their consideration of those additional purchases. Maybe it's an additional service. Maybe it's just renewing an agreement. Maybe it's expanding what they do with you. Maybe if you're a wholesaler or something along those lines, it's about sending it through you, that type of stuff. So I want you to think about how you move through that and how they move through that funnel. So you might not want to spend, like I said, on awareness tactics like ads if you're trying for existing customers who are already aware. So again, think about where you're spending your time and your investments. I apologize. I don't know if you guys can hear the crying baby in the background, but there is a speech therapy place like right down the hall. And sometimes we get some kids that are not super happy about being in speech therapy. So, again, as you're thinking about your marketing tactics, make sure that they match your goals. So let's talk a little bit about all things business needs, all things that businesses need to help move their marketing. So first thing, you want a Google Business Profile. Used to be called Google My Business, but it's now called Google Business Profile, and you can edit it out of a lot of different things. It is free. It lets you get listed on the side of Google. Just go to google.com/business and you can go ahead and you can click the link in the chat. But you can make sure that you've claimed your business, that you add the photos, that the location is correct, that any COVID related updates are updated. So again, are you taking things by appointment only? Are you letting anybody in that you want? Those types of things should be on there. And then your hours. People are going to Google and doing what's called no-click searches, which is the newest. Well, it's not that new, but they're doing more and more no-click searches, which means they're just pulling the information out of this Google business profile and then taking action on it. So maybe it's grabbing your address. Maybe it's finding if you're open and calling your business. Something to think about, making sure that this is up to date. Also, people can do reviews here and different things like that. So these are things that you want to definitely think about and consider. Okay. Next thing you need for your business is a website. If you have a website, don't have a website, doesn't matter. Need you to think about your website. You want to keep it simple. Okay. That's the kiss. Keep it simple, stupid, right? So you need a homepage, an about page. You need your services or your store, whatever your products, whatever it is that you want to have there. You need to have a contact page, and then you need a 404 page. A 404 page is that page, I think we've all seen them numerous times, right? That you go to when somebody types in the wrong information. Think about how you can make that 404 page reflect your brand. That is a great opportunity to say, oh, sorry, we couldn't find the information you were looking for. Maybe you can try here. Maybe you could go back to the home screen, whatever that happens to be. So something to think about. You also need to worry a little bit about SEO. So again, if you want to come up in rankings, you want to drive traffic to your site, usually. You don't necessarily have to be number one in Google search, right? But you want to take a look at what you're doing on your website and just at least make sure it's optimized so that you can rank for what you need to rank for. It does differ for local businesses versus national search. Some of the factors involved in search engine optimization deal with backlinks. So backlinks are considered the thumbs up for a recommendation for your business from that other site. So backlinks are hugely important. And then, of course, traffic, because that's how many people are interested in it. When you're looking at backlinks that are considered what's called no follow links. So no follow links are things from if you're a part of your chamber. So I'm a part of the Troy Chamber here in Troy, Michigan. They have some no follow links, probably from my profile back to my site. That's telling Google, hey, we're not recommending her. She's a member, right? No, I'm sure that they would recommend me. But when I'm looking at those backlinks, for local search, it actually does count. So if I was a local insurance agency or a local winery or restaurant, those backlinks actually do count for ranking in the local search terms. Just something to think about. And one of the differences between regular search engine optimization and local search engine optimization. So just some things to think about. So a couple things that factor into your site: speed of the site. Google is testing these new things called Core Web Vitals that are factoring into your site links, your overall traffic, and then, as I mentioned, your backlinks, which are recommendations from other sites that you're good. So those are just a handful of things to think about when it comes to your website. And we'll do a deeper dive in another Q&A. But if you have any specific questions about your website or about SEO, please feel free to message me, do a post in the group or a post in the chat. I'd be happy to go ahead and answer any questions that you might have. Next up is social media. So you need, I'm going to date myself. So those of us that are over the age of probably like 35 or 40, I'm over the age of 40. We won't say how much, but those of us over the age of 40, remember when you needed a website to be real, right? You needed a website so that people knew you're real. Well, now employees in this hard hiring times want to know that you're real and are expecting social media pages and for you to be real and posting. even if you're not expecting to get a ton of business off of social media, it's just something to keep in mind. So I always recommend that you pick 1 to 2 sites and do them well, because 21% of consumers are more likely to buy from brands that they can reach on social media, and 37% of consumer purchases are actually inspired through social media. I mean, that's huge, right? So if you have capacity, let's start getting you connected with people through social. The 3 main goals that I usually set around social media are awareness, customer service, and driving action. So awareness can be ads, it can be some generic posts, it can be sharing a downloadable or directing back to your website's blog, whatever it happens to be. Customer service is a great way if people message you, if people report an issue or tweet you, whatever it happens to be is really important to get that service. I don't know if I told you this story before, but during the pandemic, I had a gift card that was expiring at a local furniture store called Gardner White. And I was like, oh, I have to hurry up and buy something with this gift card. And so I go online and I'm like, oh, they have freezers. That's awesome. That would be something that I could use because I didn't need a ton of furniture. Actually, I was needing because I had just bought a couch and that was the only other piece of furniture that I really needed. Anyway, so we're going through it and I didn't hear anything, no updates for months after I ordered this. So I called and left a message. Said it would get back to me in 1 day. Called and left another message. No response. So finally, I messaged them through Facebook. And in messaging them through Facebook, I got an answer a lot quicker. They finally called me. And then eventually I found out like 2 months later that they were never getting these freezers in and have discontinued them and were refunding me my gift card that I now had a year to use again. So I had to come up with more things to buy, which was interesting. But again, customer service on social media, people are getting trained to go there. So something to think about on how you use it. And then, of course, driving action. So you want people to click on your blog post. You want people to do your downloadable. You want people to join your live presentation. Those types of things, which are really important. When you're doing social media, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Feel free to repurpose content to save time. Share your blog content. If I posted on my business page today, none of you may see it. So what do we do to do that? Well, I can post multiple times on social media about the same topic. I like to mix it up with some other things in between, but most of my blog posts, I usually recommend with most of my clients that we post it 3 to 5 times minimum on each platform over a period of a couple of weeks. Got more chance of people seeing things and resonating with the different posts. The posts can be just a little bit different, but really resonate over time. Sharing your email content. You write an email newsletter. Share that with everybody. And again, it may have blogs in it. Share that on social media. You've already written it. You've already done the investment. Why not use and leverage that? The biggest thing that I caution you with repurposing content to save time is to make sure that you're true to the platform. So if you're on Instagram, 8 to 10 hashtags. If you're on Facebook, 1, maybe 2, LinkedIn, 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 hashtags. Don't be using 20 hashtags on Instagram and then cross-posting with all of those same hashtags over to Facebook. It's just not authentic. And oh, by the way, I know that you cross-posted on Instagram because that's what people do. And then I would think about finding and sharing industry news. So what can you share? What can you give people that's going on in your industry? It's an easy way to pull out some content to update social media fairly easily. Okay. So customer service, make sure you're monitoring your mentions so you can respond and engage with people once a day or more urgently as needed. I had a bit of social media urgency for a client and actually just invested in a software that actually just tracks mentions across the web. And so we're watching those due to those that issue. And be sure to make sure that you respond to anybody that rates or reviews you. Now, this goes for Facebook, which is what I called out in the bullet points, but it's also important on Google. So as people review your business on Google, make sure you respond to everyone. I love responding to bad and negative feedback. The way you handle negative feedback can actually drive more sales. Is that crazy? So, and again, of course, be sure to answer any questions that you get. But when you're looking to, so for bad feedback, just to give you an idea, so we went as a family, my in-laws treated us, I've got great in-laws, to a trip to Cabo, and we went for Christmas of 2019. So right before the great lockdown. And when we were in Cabo, or when we were headed to Cabo, when I was working on the planning, I was like, well, the big thing to do there is fishing. So we need to go fishing. And so I was looking for a fishing tour. I was lucky. I actually talked to some people actually after I booked it, and they had booked the same service, which was pretty cool. But one of their negative comments was somebody thought it was a bait and switch. And they were very upset with the extra money that they were called to purchase or to spend to make sure that they caught fish. And so I read the response that they put on this Google review, and it was amazing. It was like, I'm sorry you felt this way. However, the fish were further out, so it was taking double the amount of time to get there. They were burning double the amount of fuel to get there and get back. And if you really wanted to be guaranteed the fish, that's really where they needed to go. And so you didn't have to pay the upgraded fee, but it was extra cost to them. And I got that. And the way they responded to it was really, really good. And I really enjoyed that. So when you're driving action on Facebook, create a Facebook event. Feel free to share posts to encourage people to take an action, whatever it happens to be. Ask people for help and information and insight, because they're more likely to do things for you if you ask for help. Think about getting people to share images of your product that they bought or results of them using your product or service. Any of that information helps. Polls, surveys, engagement is huge. Action can be a lot of different things. And then also tell them to turn on their notifications, ask them to click your follow button, whatever it happens to be, so that you can show up in their news feed without having to fight the algorithms all the time. All right, so let's talk about some tactics to grow your business. Number one tactic to grow your business is email marketing. Your email list is your number one most valuable resource. The end. Thank you notes. Thank you notes are a huge, huge, huge way to say that you care and to keep yourself top of mind. Thank you for the referral. Thank you for having that one-on-one networking meeting with me. Thank you for being a customer. Thank you for being understanding when I lost it in our meeting, which, by the way, I did actually lose it in a meeting with a client yesterday. And I was like, hello, I apologize. Because I was frustrated. And she was frustrated, and so we got passionate, but I can say, hey, thanks for your understanding, because she said she was understanding. So that was all good. But again, thank you notes are so, so powerful. Very few people do it. I just interviewed for a client. I just interviewed some marketing candidates Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. So then on Wednesday, I got 2 out of the 3 of them sent me a thank you email. Now, thank you emails aren't necessarily my number one choice. I'd rather you do thank you notes, actually handwritten notes, so that it breaks through and that people see it. However, again, 2 out of 3 candidates wrote me a thank you note. That says something to me, right? That this job is important to them and that they appreciate my time, and it keeps them top of mind in it. Lead magnets. So lead magnets, freebies, downloadables, whatever you want to call them, those are great tools to go ahead and grow your email list and generate sales. You got to know your target audience to do this, though. I was having a conversation with a client trying to figure out what's motivating his clients to actually buy from him. And we don't know. So, well, they want to do this or they wanted to do that project. But what's the pain that they encountered that really made them want to do it? Then let's give them tools to use that are going to help them deal with that pain. Because, oh, by the way, there's still the lack of resources pain that everybody has. And so they might want to hire you. So I've never regretted, and I talk to a bunch of different marketing people on a regular basis, giving away information. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so tools to make life easier. Under my website at Making Business Easier tab, you can find that. The cool thing about that is that this can make your email a lot more effective and efficient and at pretty much anything that you do. So here is the whole big list of everything that I use in my business or with my clients to elevate their marketing and make things easier. The number one thing to do is to turn off your email notifications on your desktop. Do not get distracted with the dings and the messages and the pop-ups. Schedule the time that you spend in your inbox. SaneBox, which is inbox zero. So if you use the link on my website, you'll get I get free months, you get free months. It's all good. So give that a try. It actually helps you manage your inbox. And so when I move things from my inbox to my like an @sane 3 days, like it'll actually bring it up as a new email 3 days later. So I can actually touch and move emails and do it and reschedule them to show up at a time that's better after 6 p.m. on the weekend, on Monday, whatever it happens to be. I would also encourage you to use a calendar scheduling system. Microsoft Bookings is what I like to use because I already pay for it in Office 365. So if you have a business subscription to Office 365, it's free. But there's calendar.com, Calendly, Schedule Once, all of those work pretty well. If you're trying to schedule group discussions or schedule multiple people for a meeting, doodle polls are very important there. You need to have a CRM system. HubSpot's got a free CRM system. Kindful is a donor management system. Whatever your organization is using, make sure that you've got a CRM system, even if it's an Excel list, something to keep on top of those things. I've used Slack with other clients. I use Microsoft Teams internally with my team. It allows us to chat and share files and a bunch of other things with that. You need a task management system. You can use Planner, which is built into Office 365, Trello, Asana, whatever. You want to manage your social media. I got lots of recommendations there. Time tracking, Microsoft OneNote, Grammarly, Canva, Snag. All of these are amazing tools that can help you make your marketing more effective and efficient. Because again, I gave you guys a lot of ideas there to help you with your marketing, but I really want you to think about how you're going to grow your business. So email marketing is number one. Grow that list. Even if you're not starting an email newsletter right now, start growing your list. Growing your list is the hardest part, but getting started actually I think is the hardest part of growing your list. And then once you start growing your email list, it's amazing what you can do. Share and give people valuable information and they'll repay you. Okay. With business, with referrals, with forwarding your email to other people. So think about that value that you can provide to people as you go. Thank you notes, again, huge tool. Lead magnets, another huge tool that'll help you grow your list. And then don't forget about your Google business profile, your website, and your social media sites, but make sure that they stay up to date, that they are up to date, and that you have everything moving in the right direction. Of course, after you determine your goals. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope that you've enjoyed the presentation. It was a little bit longer than I normally am, so I do appreciate that. Um, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Feel free to message me or tag me in the comments, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have about how to make your business even easier, more effective, and more profitable through some marketing. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.